Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2025 BMW 750e. Huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this sedan for me today. Take a look at their website. That link is down in the description below. This plug-in hybrid is finished off in black sapphire metallic. MSRP is just over $121,000. Now this is powered by the 3-liter inline 6-cylinder turbocharged engine. It's also paired with that hybrid system along with the 8-speed automatic. And it pumps out 483 horsepower, 516 pound-feet of torque. That power is sent through the X-Drive all-wheel drive system, propelling this 5,300-pound sedan from 0 to 60 in 4.6 seconds. It has a top speed of 155 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 19.5 gallons, and you'll also expect to see around 34 miles on just the EV system alone. This has a wheelbase of 126.6 inches. Its overall length is 212.2. It has a width of 76.8, a height of 60.8, and its ground clearance measures in at 5.4 inches. Now, as we take a look at the exterior styling for this 7 Series, this model here has the illumination for the grille surround, so that will light up at nighttime. It's a very distinctive design. There's also a forward sensor, camera system too, active grille shutters, which will open to provide more cooling to the engine. There's parking sensors located throughout, and then the split design for the headlights and the DRLs and turn signals. There's also some more cutouts on the far edges of the bumper, as well as underneath that kidney grille. So you have plenty of cooling, and then some very subtle lines that come down the middle of the hood, looping around that BMW badge. Now this model also has a really unique set of wheels with the two-tone design, multi-spoke pattern. This also features regenerative braking too. And then there's body colored side mirrors with a camera and a turn signal. There is a full moonroof up top, more gloss black accents for all the window trim, and then some nice lines that run down the side. The new 7 Series kind of has more of a boxy design to it, especially with the roof angles and the lines that run down the side, but I think it gives it a great look. And then in back, there's a dark set of housings for the LEDs. There's a backup camera. You'll notice too, there's blue accents indicating that this is the plug-in hybrid. All the parking sensors are in the lower section too. And then you can use the button on the key fob or the button in the lower section of the trunk there, and that will open it up as it is power operating. And with this 7 Series, the back seat does not fold down. There's a cutout, however, right in the middle. You do have some tie-down hooks, a little bit of storage on that passenger side, and then no storage underneath the floor. But it gives you a good bit for the sizing of this. And then there's 2 buttons up top where you can close and lock the vehicle. Now, as we work our way to the interior, we do have a different design for the door handles. You actually have to reach in and up. There's an electronic release that you can pull with your fingertips, and that is how you can open up the door. Where this model has the Tartufo leather interior, you'll notice too, this is the electronic release. There's storage in the lower section. There's also a window control along with lock and unlock. And you also have this tablet in the door panel itself. You can go through quite a lot. You have all of the different driving modes that you can go into. You can get into your display. There's even blinds that you can activate. So these are all on the windows, of course, and then on the back window, you even have all of the lighting and the ambient lighting too that you can control. So a lot to go through in that. And then as we hop in, this is a very large vehicle. At 5'10", I have a lot of space. You do get storage pockets behind both front seats. You have an area to attach and charge tablets. There's also vents in the middle, and you have a little bit of storage down below. Now at my height, 5'10", I have a good bit of space, probably 2.5 inches or so of headroom between the Alcantara headliner there, and it just gives you a really nice relaxing vibe. Now right in the middle, you can fold down the armrest where you have a little bit of storage and some auxiliaries. You have a flat storage tray on top, and you can slide that out for cup holders. And then when you unvelcro this, that's how you can gain access to the trunk. And then this particular model has the $4,700 theater screen for your backseat passengers. So you can actually get into that by going into the display where you have theater, and you can push on fold down. So it is going to adjust all of the sunshades and give you that theater experience. So there's a lot that you can do with this screen. As far as setting it up goes, you have your audio, your display, different inputs that you can get into as well. And then you can even swipe left and right to view some of this information. It's actually going to swipe on both sides there, so you're going through the same information on each side. So very neat to see that, and then you can quickly turn that off and fold it up too. And then you can go through the rest of the controls within that system as I showed. And then you do have a full sunroof too, so you can open up those sunshades. And then as we take a look at the front door panel now, this has memory seating adjustments, all of the crystal for the actual adjustments for the seat itself. There's the trunk release, all of your mirror adjustments, window controls too. You do have the sunshades you can adjust, and then storage in that lower section. And very wide seats. These are very plush to sit in. Now as we start this up, that button is located down below. Where you won't actually hear it start up, it will default to the EV setting. But with the steering wheel, nice flat bottom design to it with the spokes on both sides. There's all of your cruise control settings, paddle shifters as well. And then on the right side, there's volume, music, you have Bluetooth and voice commands, and then you have some content that you can go through within the gauge cluster. So you can go through all of this. You have a lot of vitals, including the augmented reality. So you can pull that system up, as well as the rest of this, and you can even go through different layouts, and you have the head-up display. So you can go through all of these. You have sport view, assisted view too, and a good bit to scroll through. Now on the left side, there's one air vent. You have some headlight adjustments, very nice trim accent, leather for the entire dash. And then with the infotainment system, you have all the shortcuts down below. You can get into Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. There's also drive recorder, interior lighting. You have quite a lot that you can get into. There's also all of the climate adjustments. You can pull up the navigation, you have music, and then heated ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, and then temperature adjustments too. More wood trim underneath that, along with some defrosters. That controls how you can open up the glove box, where you'll notice there's ambient lighting for the entire strip above that. You also have wireless charging with 2 cup holders, which you can hide away, and then all of the shortcuts for this screen. So you don't have to use it as a touchscreen system. Now that's finished off in crystal, along with the volume control. There's tuning. When you go into My Modes, this is what I showed on the rear door panels. So you can adjust the different settings, and it will actually change all the sunshades too. So depending on the mood that you would like, you can actually adjust this from the back. You have the theater mode too. And then you do have some functional ones like sport mode to get a little bit better throttle response. Now this also has an adaptive suspension, so you can raise and lower it. And then you can also get into your driver assistance, drivetrain and chassis, and charging. And then let's put this into reverse, where there's the backup camera. You do have the backup assistance too. And then the 360 camera will give you all of the visibility that you need, so you can see around the entire vehicle. You can also bring up the forward-facing camera as well, just by putting it into drive and then pushing on one of those modes. Now park is located behind that for the e-brake there. You have auto hold, a little bit of storage with some auxiliaries in the center, and then garage door buttons up top, dome lights, and controls for the sunshade there. And then here's a look at visibility. Pretty easy to see. For this large vehicle, you have a lot of glass, you have a lot of visibility. As we set up behind the wheel now for this 750e, I've been able to drive the new 7 Series before. I've been in the 760, but never in the plug-in hybrid version here. Everything seems nearly identical to that, minus the powertrain. Now this model also features massaging seats, which I didn't mention earlier. It's the control over on the door panel, so that way you can go through all of those settings for both your driver and your passenger. Now with this vehicle too, having the plug-in hybrid system, it does make it weigh a little bit more, but it has a good bit of power to get up and move. It's a really unique system. I own a plug-in hybrid X5, so it's going to be fairly similar to that in terms of being able to utilize both to get the full power or horsepower and torque. You can go to just the EV mode, which of course will significantly reduce the power. So it's mainly just good for city. If you want to do that, you can drive out on the highway in just the EV mode. And then you can use the regenerative braking too to help charge the system, and then plug this in, of course, to get a full charge. I've mentioned this in other plug-in hybrid reviews. You do need to plug this in. The engine can only charge it so much. If you go on a long drive, you might be able to get it to a full charge, but it does need to be plugged in to help go through a full cycle, and that will also help in benefiting getting the full capabilities and usability out of the plug-in hybrid system. So if you're leaving your house with a full charge on the battery, not necessarily refueling every time, of course, but it can help gain even more mileage, so that way you can get those full benefits. But with this 7 Series here, This is really the top level for BMW in terms of the sedan here, with all of the luxury features that you get, including that theater screen in the back. This is a model that you can maybe get chauffeured around in. It's very comfortable to drive, but if you have your kids or something in the back, they might get a little bit spoiled with that screen and just having a really nice, comfortable place to ride around. So if you're buying this, it's definitely going to be a great, comfortable daily driver. We have the suspension too to really just give you that comfortable ride. It's also very quiet on the interior as well, and it's just a vehicle that you can just enjoy, be comfortable to get from point A to point B. Now we do have some power, so there's a little bit of performance to it. Coming around turns though, it's still a heavy vehicle, so you're going to feel it. It's not a cornering type of vehicle, but on back roads like this, it can definitely handle its weight well. And in sport mode, second gear, here we go. Just a mild acceleration and we're able to get up to speed. This has a lot more potential, of course, than what I'm doing today. Paddles also seem very responsive too, so while we have the plug-in hybrid technology, you can still get some of the performance characteristics with this luxurious 7 Series. So you have the paddles just to give you a little bit more of a sporty feel. And then as we jump up a couple gears here, let's get into 8th or 7th. It'll let us go to 7th. If you hold on this left paddle for a few seconds, it is going to jump down to 3rd gear, and you have a countdown from 10 seconds to get back up to speed. So if you need to merge or something like that, it will seamlessly downshift those 3 or 4 gears and you are ready to go. So that's a really neat design or performance feature to have. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for this 7 Series. Definitely a very nice place to be. Incredible materials located throughout. So this is pretty well spec'd. The majority of the options is the theater screen, which is about $4,700 or so. So we have a few other options for this particular model, and just a nice place to be. I will say, I haven't seen this with rear wheel steering. I know the 7 Series can have it. I haven't seen this particular model with it as far as maneuverability goes. So I think that's an option for this that you can get. And with that, it makes it a lot more maneuverable, of course. Without it, however, we can still make this turn. We will have to back up here. It is a long vehicle. This is a big sedan from BMW, but it is still easy to maneuver. It's easy to see, so we can see traffic coming, and then we can merge back out into traffic here. It sounds pretty good too, with that 3-liter engine. But if you want a relaxing vehicle, one that's pretty practical too, you could put the family in it. You have a lot of space for adults in the back too. This is a great option to go with. So that is going to wrap it up for the BMW 750e, BMW's plug-in hybrid for the 7 Series. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this for me today. Take a look at the website, give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads, and I will see you all in the next video.